Terry from fiberscope.net. Today we're going to be looking at our Gecko 9020, which is a pan and tilt push camera unit. This version of the setup is the push camera setup. We also have the same 9020 camera head on our crawler unit, so the Gecko 9060 crawler uses the same camera head, similar setup for monitor and DVR system, but it just has the crawler face that can drive out a lot further, which is a lot stronger and better for larger diameter pipes. So looking at this setup, you've got your monitor, which will have a flip down keyboard. So this is for entering text on the file, resetting your counter, your on-screen footage counter, menu settings. You can also do some of the play save functions for your image and video capture, as well as control brightness of the LED lights. On the back of the unit, you've got your power. So that's what you would run your power cable to, but there's also a rechargeable battery inside. Memory card for saving your images and video. Your hook in for your push cable. You've got a video output if you need that. And you've also got a remote control option and meter counter reset. The remote control is just basically going to be a handheld unit that will allow you to move the camera head and do some of those functions without having to use the front of the monitor. So on the front of the monitor, you've got your power button, controls. If you're using your sonde to locate the camera head, you'd be using this. Zoom for the manual focus, what your battery level's at, and then your control movements for the camera head. So these are your pan and tilt movements, as well as some preset 90s or preset 360 degrees to go all the way around. To hook this up, you're normally going to have your push cable attachment. So your camera head is going to have all of your pins on the back of it. So these pins are what's going to connect to the board. You can either go directly onto here if you wanted to. Normally you would use your spring section. So this will just give you a bit more flexibility to navigate bends, and it'll help you with some of your areas that you're inspecting. Or if you're getting the unit with a sonde, you've got an additional spring section that has the 512 Hz sonde in it. So when you're locating the camera head underground behind walls, this is what you're going to be picking up the signal from. So you can put this in the spring section, you can put the camera head directly onto this, or you can just have it on the side if you need it for a certain application. Right now we're just going to do camera head onto the spring section. You'll notice that there's O-rings here and an O-ring here. You need these to engage to make sure that the unit is going to be waterproof. So once that's lined up and you're just going to connect everything, the O-rings are going to help make sure that you're not having any water get into the system and that it's waterproof. There's also a pin in here and a pump system. So this is what you would use to pressurize the camera head. You can pressurize this up to 1.5 bars, which will make it waterproof in up to 50 feet of water. We're just going to connect this in the back of here. Again, you're going to want to make sure that the O-rings are engaged and then lock everything in. Once this is all hooked up, we'll turn the power on. And you'll notice that the camera head will start to spring up. The LED lights will come on, and the monitor will also fire up. So now that the monitor is loaded, you'll see camera head pressure's at 0.5 bars, so it's not fully waterproof right now. You'll notice your on-screen cursor, so if you wanted to add text, you can do that. You've got your counter, or your time and date stamp, your foot counter, and then you've also got a couple other settings for where the camera head is in position. Right now it's set up for video recording, so that's what you would use to do that if you're recording video of your inspections. As I said, controls for the camera head, if you don't have the remote, are just on the front here. So this will be your rotation. You can go full 360 degrees. You can also rotate the camera head itself, so that's going to give you movement of that. Or you can do presets, so 90, 360 degree spin. The nice thing about these units is that there's also built-in auto leveling. So that means if you have this on one of the skid units, or you have it running on something else, it actually auto level. So it'll correct itself as it moves around in the pipe if you want to have the image always right side up. Or you can control it yourself and do it the way that you want to. Right now, I'll just position this over here and we'll show you on the monitor that there's also a zoom function or a focus function. So using the buttons on here, you can set this up to see clearly far away. So we're at about 6 to 7 feet away, and you can see clearly on the sign there the text. So if you're in a really big area, you're not going to have any issues seeing that. If you wanted to go close up and do something like a hand or a ring, you can adjust the focus on there too, so that right now you're looking at something that's 1.5 inches away from the camera head or closer, and that is also in high definition image quality as well. Okay, so some of the accessories that you're going to get with your Gecko 9020 pan and tilt unit. It comes with obviously power cable, so you're going to use this to recharge the battery or run it off auxiliary power. There is the option to add a 512 Hertz sonde in a spring section, so this will be a beacon that will give off a signal. You can locate this underground behind walls to help know exactly where you need to go in, where there's damage that you're seeing on the screen. The pump is for the camera head, so this is what you would use to pressurize it. On the camera head, there is a pin here. You're going to unscrew that, plug in the pump, and you're going to use that to pressurize it up to 1.5 bars, which is going to be 50 feet of water pressure. In addition, there are some skids that come with this as well. Skids are going to go over the spring section, clamp down onto that, and then still allow your camera head to move around. We have different size skids for different size pipes. So if you're going in 6-inch, if you're going in 12-inch, if you're going in larger, you would have a skid that would help center that camera head. And then once it's centered, you can use the pan and tilt function to look around, up, down, left, right, or with the auto leveling, it'll just adjust anytime you're going over bumps and stuff like that.